I've been aware of a situation for a lot of years because I've seen the wonderful wildlife that we have in this part of Wyoming. And I'm talking about this part of Wyoming. I'm not talking about some other part of Wyoming where there's too many elk, for instance, in the southeastern part of Wyoming. They're not being managed. They're congregated on private properties, and the game department and the private property owners aren't willing on getting together to take care of the situation. The only way that it can be taken care of, they've got to get together, sit down at the table, and work something out. This wildlife belongs to the taxpayer of Wyoming. It doesn't belong to the Wyoming Game and Fish Department. It doesn't belong to anybody from out of state. It belongs to the Wyoming people. We are the owners of this wildlife. And we need to work reasonably. Just because you're some wealthy billionaire from the east that came and bought a ranch, all of a sudden now, you think that you own everything there. You see, that game belongs to the Wyoming taxpayers, the Wyoming residents of Wyoming. And all you've got to do to figure out what we've got going on here, and to figure out if I know what I'm talking about, what I'm about to say, is pick up the Wyoming Game and Fish Department hunting orders for elk, deer, and antelope. Real quick, you're going to figure out the whole damn picture. We've got all sorts of different draw situations. It's almost impossible, by the way, to draw a tag. And for almost anybody. When I started hunting, you just went down, and bought your tag right across the counter. And we can still buy, us residents, a general tag for an elk and for a deer. But you need to look at the whole picture in that application, in that booklet that details all the areas. Where to apply for this area, apply for that area, how many permits are issued. And some of these areas is just absolutely endless, just damn near endless. A half a dozen different categories to apply for different type license numbers. Type 1, Type 2, Type 3, Type 4, Type 6, Type 7, whatever. If you really check these areas out, it's hunted out. And one of the screwiest things about the Wyoming Game and Fish Department, they want to kill every damn whitetail that lives in the state of Wyoming. This is absolutely nonsense. They're cutting their own damn throat. And we get all the whitetails killed out, we get all the mule deer killed out, we get all the antelope killed out, we get all the elk killed out. What in the hell are you going to do then? What's the game department going to run on? Having 100 licenses issued for this particular type of license, 50 for another, 75 for another, maybe 300 for another, different categories, and it's been going on for a long time. They don't care. The bottom line is their paycheck and their retirement and the hell with everything else. When this grizzly bear was listed as endangered in 1975, that's where a lot of this stuff started. This was the beginning of the taking away of our hunting opportunities. Grizzly bears been determined by the biologists in Yellowstone Park that 98% of the elk calves are licked up by the wolves and the grizzly bears in the first 48 hours of life. Now, 98%. That means that if 100 were born, that 98 of them are already dead, and pretty soon to be wolf or bear crap. Now, we got people that just think that we shouldn't be hunting, we shouldn't be doing anything. Everything's got to be hunted, but it's got to be managed in such a way that we have this through time. the Wyoming Game and Fish Department abandoned the North American model of wildlife conservation when they brought the wolves illegally into this country from Canada and turned them loose illegally and continue to do considerable damage. Our wolf numbers continue to grow here, but the numbers of available quoted numbers throughout all the hunt areas in the state aren't anywhere near they should be. The Game and Fish Department here has admitted to around double the required amount of wolves to be a sustainable population. Well, if they've admitted to double, it's probably double that. And I'm not the only guy that understands this. I had a couple of fellows here from Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada, in the past couple weeks. They see the same damn picture up there. They say that if they say they got 1,000, they got 2,000. Well, this is a fact of the matter. We just learned here about a month ago that Montana has supposedly a known 1,096 wolves in Montana. Now, how in the hell do you know where every damn wolf is? You don't. They've got 1,096. They've got considerably over that. They've got, a huge number of breeding pairs. And they're finally admitting that there's more than one breeding pair in given packs. And they've said for years there can't be more than one breeding pair in a pack. Well, the light's starting to come out a little bit there. They want to kill 330 some odd wolves in Montana. You ought to be killing 1,096 known wolves in Montana. They killed every damn one of them. Same thing of whatever they think they know in Wyoming. 350, 400 wolves. You need to kill every damn one of them. They should have never been brought here in the first place. I'm detailing information here, and it shows. People are coming to this part of the country from out of state to hunt, and a lot of these people are never having an opportunity to fire a shot at an animal because they never even see one, let alone have an opportunity. Game and Fish is very, very glad to take a couple $1,000s from you for an elk permit, because that's what it is now for an out-of-state license in Wyoming, right at around a couple $1,000s. That's the other part of the problem, you see. And there's only so much of this game to go around. It's a renewable resource, but it's not renewable when you don't manage it, when you let it go to hell. They've not managed the elk populations in southeastern portion of Wyoming, or they wouldn't have the overabundance of elk there. They've not managed them here in this part of the country where I live, east of Yellowstone Park, or we'd have a better hunting situation. I know what a better hunting situation is, but everybody in the game department hears about it, and they've been told about it, but they really don't care. They could care less what there was. At one time we had over 20 some odd thousand elk in the, that wintered over there in the Jackson area. Well, guess what that number is now? It's around 3,000. Are you starting to get some of the picture here? Do something about it. Get rid of these screwballs. Our game departments has got completely infiltrated with a bunch of leaf-licking greenies.
They don't like hunting.
They don't like hunting. And everything proves out. Especially the minute that hunting season opens, we go and we buy a license to perform a legal act and take a legal particular species of wildlife with that license. But as soon as you get that license, now all of a sudden you're no damn good because you're in the mountains hunting and you got to automatically be doing something wrong. Well, I'm just totally fed up with this because the Game and Fish Department and the Forest Service goes in and they've got to bother you in the mountains. If they want to know if you got any game and whatnot, when you come out of the mountains, they can check your license and check your game and leave you the hell alone. When you go to the mountains, you go to the mountains because that's where you want to go. You want to get away from all the other walks of life. You want to relax, you want to enjoy yourself, you want to enjoy the scenery, and you want to enjoy your hunt. And you sure as hell can't enjoy your hunt when you got somebody in your face, in your hunting camp, bothering you every damn time you turn around. Game department needs to leave people the hell alone.
You don't get that if you're driving down the street or the highway.
You know, we've got all different types of law enforcement. We've got highway patrol, we've got sheriffs, we got policemen. The policeman isn't in your face and the sheriff isn't in your face every time you turn around. And the highway patrol isn't in your face. He's out there, he's about, he's around, but he leaves you the hell alone. Unless you're doing 85 and a 60, then he's gonna have a visit with you. And you're probably gonna get a ticket, buddy, because you're doing 85 and a 60, damn it. This is common sense. And this is what's happened to this whole entire thing. Common sense. That's a bad 4-letter word. Anymore. The common sense is just gone, 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 gone. People that think that they're in these the game department, they all think that they're little tin gods. Well, they don't want to listen to somebody that lives in the country, that lives in an area their whole life, and they've come here from someplace else, and all of a sudden they just know every damn thing there is to know about everything. And they don't. And they really don't care. And you can't talk to them, you can't reach them. Because they've been indoctrinated at dumb school. They don't have the gray matter between their ears to understand the whole situation. When you try to talk to them, you're talking over their head. Because they don't get it. I've experienced these situations. I've talked to these people. That's why I'm bringing this up. It's very important. It's a wonderful, wonderful situation to be able to enjoy our freedoms, our wonderful, wonderful freedoms of hunting. All of our opportunities. Enjoying our Second Amendment rights. Enjoying our God-given rights, by the way. You see? Now we've got a situation where everybody wants to dictate every damn thing. They're not satisfied with anything. We live here in an area of Wyoming called the Bighorn Basin. 80-some-odd% of the Bighorn Basin is government employed from one level or one aspect to another. 80-some-odd%. This is a sick situation. This is why we're in a terrible shape. Because if it was the other way around, if the business sector was 80-some-odd% private businesses, we'd be much better off economically all the way around. But government has just gotten completely out of damn control. It's all about money, 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 money. This has got to change. You need to understand what's going on. You need to take care of these situations. Here in Wyoming, we've got a governor that oversees the game department. He isn't learned enough to run a game department than I am to run an outer space astronomy department. That's not my line of work. It's not his damn line of work either. But he oversees the game department. That's another problem. It's a huge problem. Besides that, he's a Democrat and a Republican Republican's cloak. Has been from the get-go. Everybody that he's tied to. It's exactly what category they are. It's not going to work.